Hello and welcome to Soul Infused Monday. I'm super excited that you're here. I am on fire today. I'm inspired. I'm in love. Today it's again all about love. And I know it always takes a moment for people to jump in. So if you're watching the replay right now, right here, leave a comment below and say hello so I know you're actually watching the replay. And if you are already live, let me know if you're here and see me. Say hello, click the love and like button so I know you're here. Last week I talked about love and it was a very beautiful show. And if you haven't watched that one, go back and watch it afterwards because it goes nicely into what we're talking about today. So we're going to continue the conversation about love. And I'm not talking about romantic love, getting a relationship or man or woman. I'm talking about love, universal love, one of the most beautiful healing energies in the world. So who's in here today? And hi, Tina. Hi, Pamela. Hey, Pamela is live. Wonderful. Tina's live. Melissa is here. Petra is here. Fantastic. Who else is here? Jump in and invite a friend to join right now. Create a watch party, or there's something on Facebook. You guys know better than me. Ashley, invite people. If you have not seen me before, if you're new to my show, if you're new to me, my name is Sonia Bueno de la Torre, and when it comes to love, I help hundreds of people to connect to more love within themselves as a self-love expert and self-love coach, and also create more loving relationships in families and relationships. I saved several marriages that were on the verge of divorce. So love is very powerful. So gonna talk about how to call in more love. What are the top 3 fears that are actually blocking your love flow? One of my favorite exercises to do to connect to love. And I hope I'm gonna cover everything. And if not, I will continue the conversation on Monday. I wanna share a little story real quick. And it relates to opening, closing, energy, the flow of energy, because when it comes to love, everything is energy, obviously, right? I'm an energy therapist, I'm an energy healer, I'm an expert when it comes to energy. Everything is energy. Therefore, if you have a flow of energy, it has to do with your heart being open or closed, or bare flow, is there's a flow or not. And there are many reasons why something is blocked or closed off. Wounds from the past. So for you to call in more love means you gotta be open to give and receive. And opening up means that you heal the wounds from the past. You heal the trauma from the past, the beliefs from the past that keeps you actually closing off. Not necessarily consciously, so you don't wake up in the morning saying, oh, I'm gonna keep my heart closed today because I'm afraid of getting hurt. No, that's usually not what's running consciously in your mind, but that's what's running unconsciously, right? So you wanna definitely, in order to call in more love or to experience more love flow, you gotta heal the wounds that are keeping your heart chakra, that are keeping your energy locked up, in order for you to open up again, to be open, to receive, and to give. Okay, does that make sense? I want to say hello to a few more people here. Good morning. Okay, who else is here? Leave me a comment below. Fantastic. See, people are joining in. It's not necessarily only about love in that sense, but I want to share something that I just experienced this morning about how quickly we close up and what might us close up, even if it's not necessarily that we want to. And I have an assistant called Ashley, and Ashley, she's watching too. Hi, Ashley. And why I bring this up, so I do care a lot about Ashley and I love Ashley a lot. And it was her birthday yesterday. And I knew this for the whole week. Every day I was thinking about it. And I wanted to call her in person versus sending just a message, even if it's a voice message. So I wanted to call her, to speak personally to her, to celebrate with her, and to tell her happy birthday. So when I thought about it yesterday, it was very early morning. So I didn't call her, but I was like, I'm gonna call her too early, I'm gonna call later. And then I went out of the house and didn't have internet, I was thinking about it several times. And here's what happened in the afternoon. or for the rest of the day. I forgot about it. So why I'm sharing this with you is I woke up this morning at 5 something, whatever time it is. And I think my third thought, I was like, I didn't call Ashley. And I felt so bad. And here's the reason why I share this with you. It even gets tears when I think about that. If we are not aware or can deal with the emotions that come up, I felt bad, I felt sad, I felt guilt. Like I haven't felt this way in a long time, because when you live by yourself, you don't get triggered too often. So, and I don't get triggered that much anyway. So I felt really, really bad, and I felt my heart, because it was sad, and I also felt guilt, and I wanted to justify so many reasons why I didn't call her, that energetically, and there's a point in me sharing this with you, energetically, when we feel something that is painful in some way, sad, shameful, guilt, any of that, it can relate to any of you that you haven't experienced, the first thing that our energy fields contracts. And I'm sure you have experienced that before in any heartbreak or sad moment, shame or whatever. It's like literally when we tune into that, it's like a physical pain, right? Energy is very powerful. And of course, it was then not only about Ashley, it went, back. And in my meditation this morning, obviously it was way too early to call her then, I was tuning in my meditation, and I was giving myself the space to be with that feeling and to be with that discomfort. I mean, I'm sure you can relate to it when there's something important to you and you just forget about it in the end, or you don't do it and you feel so bad about it then afterwards. I'm sure you can relate. Who can relate, by the way? Who can relate to this? So I felt really sad and bad. And so I was dealing with it in my meditation so that I can open up. And my point in sharing this with you, what it does to close the flow isn't really that important, but how you open it up again is by you embracing what's coming up for you, by you looking at it and facing it, even though it's very uncomfortable. And in a sense, is that ability comes from peeling off the layers of your wounds and traumas and beliefs so that you can open up again and that you can actually have that flow again. And it doesn't matter what the reasons are. And it doesn't matter if it's a relationship to a friend, to a coworker, to a partner. This is beyond. Love is love beyond anything. It could be your student. It could be your teacher. It could be your neighbor. I remember the story I told last week about my neighbor and the trash. That was funny. It's about you being in flow again, okay? So I wanted to share that, and I also want to use this moment before I continue sharing with you those really big fears that we have that keeps us from actually opening up. Using this moment here, as I know you're watching, and using the Hawaiian practice, and don't worry about if you don't know Ho'oponopono, but if you do, you want to Google it. It's a beautiful Hawaiian practice of healing and forgiveness, a clearing statement that you say. So in those terms, Ashley, I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I'm sorry. So happy birthday. And today is as much a birthday as yesterday. So I celebrate with you. Anyway, I wanted to say that I'm really sorry. And if you watch the show that I spoke about when we say sorry or not, and I don't say that very often, but when I say it, I truly mean it. So I am sorry, and I love you, and happy birthday. And if somebody's watching who's her birthday today, happy birthday. Okay, good. Just wanted to get that. Tina can relate. Love you, Sonia. Thank you, Ashley. Love you too. So, so beautiful when you can open up again. It's, you just want to be in flow. What are the 3 top fears that is actually blocking you from experiencing the flow of love? And before I share them, I want to ask you, What do you believe are some of the fears, or the top fear, or any fear that is keeping you from actually experiencing more love, from experiencing like being really open, like to give and receive, to letting someone in? And again, I'm not talking only about a intimate or love relationship, romantic relationship. I'm talking about love in general. What is a fear? What do you believe are the top fears, or any fear that you come up in your mind that is blocking you from experiencing love on a deep level consistently? And take a moment to think about it. Tune in. If you're watching the replay right now, tune in for a moment. What is a fear that you believe is holding you back? While you do that, I'm going to take a sip of water. Oh, I have something else exciting to share. But anyway, I'm not so sure I have time for this today. However, just a real quick thing that's going to happen in December that I want to just briefly share, because I'm really super excited about it. I'm going to be on stage in December at my wonderful business coach Amy Yamada's event, Dream Big. And I will have a few guest tickets, and I want to always put it out there because I'm going to share it real soon, and I would love to invite you to join me there. And I would, oh gosh, so excited to see you there. But more soon. That's not the topic from today. I want to see fear of being hurt. Tina, yes. I'm going to be hurt. Yes. Yeah, that's one of the absolutely top ones, the fear of getting hurt. And I want to dissect that a little bit and show a few other nuances so that you understand even the top 3 fears are all the same fears ultimately, right? So one of the top fears is the fear of getting hurt. And here's the reality. We are all, everybody, you, me, you, and him, and her, and your neighbor, and anyone in the world, we all have that same fear. Just tune into that for a moment. Everybody is afraid of being hurt in some way, or getting hurt in some way. And the beauty of this is to really understand that we are not alone with that. And it's like that even when you are afraid that the other person opposite you is going to hurt you, this person most likely is afraid of getting hurt themselves. And it gives you a different perspective, right? So it opens up to more, wow, this person is afraid of getting hurt too. So just understanding that. So the fear of getting hurt, big one. And Melissa is saying, and yes, fear of rejection. Rejection. Fear of being rejected. Big one. Who can relate to this one? And here's the thing. Being rejected hurts. So again, it's the fear of getting hurt. So fear of getting hurt, fear of getting rejected. And there are several ones, but the other one is that fear of being alone, because that's the underlying fear. So when you are rejected, when you are judged, big one, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of hurt, right? Ultimately, the belief or the fear underneath is to be alone. That's ultimately the fear that we all have. Like if we are rejected, if we are judged, and that hurts, number one, but it means also that we are separate. That's the fear. I'm not saying that's the truth, actually, because most of the time when we are open and really opening up for connection and honesty, even though it hurts on some level, it reopens and reconnects on a deeper level. Does that make sense, guys? And can you relate to this? Being hurt or just not being enough, or what we both want to be in the relationship? Yeah. If we break it down, it's very simple. It's very simple. Fear of getting hurt by rejection or judgment, and therefore being alone and disconnected. And that fear is, you know, to a certain extent natural. Like there's okay if you have some level of that, but if it runs you unconsciously because it's driven from your past experiences from the past, that already gets created very early on, like between 0 and 5 years old, I would say, maybe 7, some people say this, but the first few years in your life, when you're not even verbal, you store those experiences, and it can be so simple. You're in your crib and you're hungry, or you're screaming, or you're afraid, and no one is coming for 30 seconds. And for an infant, that seems like a hell of a long time. And the subconscious mind already comes up with beliefs, oh my God, nobody's coming. So I'm afraid, and something happens. So something closes up for protection. Or, oh my God, if I smile, my parents are happy, and if I'm angry, I'm not. So when I'm angry, I get judged. So that judgment hurts. It gives a certain belief, and it creates a certain trauma. So much, that's just, like that's just a surface level. But to understand that fear is so old and linked to certain traumas and certain experiences that are stored in your system on a deep unconscious level, non-verbal, energetically, and emotionally. Okay? Am I landing here? Does it make sense? So, and therefore, once you are aware of those, you can have a conscious choice to choose love over fear. And I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, because you do still get to do the deeper inner work, period. I'm not going to lie about it. It's not just going to, oh, I understand it now. Ooh, that old wound is just disappearing. If that would be so easy, this world would look a little different by now. But the good news is, every moment you can make a choice. Every moment you have a choice. Every time, all the time, you always have a choice. So when you experience that your heart is closed, or that you are not experiencing the level of love that you would like to, or you would like to open up, but you are afraid of getting hurt, or you're not trusting, you always can make a choice. You can always make a choice to choose love over fear. All right? Okay. Yes, Michelle, fantastic. Okay, do we want to do a quick exercise together that you can do for yourself? You can do that with others, to just create a love energy. And depending on where you are, so this is a very powerful exercise, very simple, very powerful. And at the same time, some of you might experience a bigger shift because, you've done a lot of work and you're open and you can kind of like, maybe not so much is going on. But if you are in a position right now where you're really hurting or you're really closed up, you might not experience a shift as profound, but just trust that energetically you're going to do something. So the only thing you need for this exercise is yourself and your two hands. Okay? I need a sip of water. Okay, so it's a very simple exercise. What's also very nice to do is when you lay down in the morning or when you lie in the bed, but you can do it anytime, anywhere. We're gonna use our heart and our belly. You don't see my belly, but you just put your hand on your belly when I'm not yet. So the concept is that we're gonna create a flow of energy that is streaming out from your heart into your belly, and we're creating a circle. How we do that, we kind of set the intention first. So you rub your hands. You take a very deep breath. You relax your body. You want to be not distracted, by the way. That's only going to take a minute, so allow yourself to be fully present for the next 2 or 3 minutes. If you can, close your eyes. You should be able to do that. So close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, and when you rub your hands, you set the intention that you're charging your hands to be able to receive and give and stream energy in and out of your hands. So you can take a moment to just have your hands here, setting that intention. And whatever feels better, there are people who say right to the heart, left to the heart, doesn't matter. Just put one hand on your heart. I just like to put it in my left hand, but it doesn't matter. Take a nice deep breath and then put one hand on your belly. So one hand is on your heart and one hand is on your belly. And for now, you don't have to do anything. Just feel that for a moment. Close your eyes, feel connected to yourself. Feel one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, and breathe. And not just watch it or listen, just really do it. Like you have nothing to lose, even if it feels weird. If you want to keep your eyes closed, keep your eyes closed. Take a nice deep breath. And now imagine that energy from your heart streams from your heart to your belly, and from your belly up to your heart. And you can do it linear or circle. Again, I invite you to really experiment with this and also let your own intuition guide you. You know, there's no right or wrong here. Imagine that you let energy flow from your heart into your belly, from your belly up to your heart, from your heart into your belly, from your belly into your heart. Creating a stream of energy and love with intention and consciousness. And while you keep doing that, I'm going to share why the belly, because it can be very calming. The belly is where your inner child is. It's the second chakra, was very emotional, gets easily hurt, is often out there in the world. So having your hand on your belly and connecting it to your heart, it reconnects us with yourself. And you can imagine also for those who do inner child work, that to send that streaming love energy from your heart to your belly and to your inner child. And if that's a concept that you don't want to go there, just use your belly without the inner child vision. Okay, and just feel for a moment, how does that feel? And when I tune in to you guys, because I am connected with you, like some of you already feel calmer, more dropped in. I would be curious, who feels that way? Who feels like a shift or something? Or warmth, maybe you feel a warmth. Maybe you feel a shift. Maybe you feel actually pain coming up when you connect. You know, anything can happen. So you can keep doing that. Hi, Heather. Take another nice deep breath. And you know, you can do that for 30 seconds. You can do this for 5 minutes. You can do this when you feel like, you know, very emotional, you feel very sad, or you just feel like you're closed off and you want to open up that flow again. And you just imagine that you let energy flow from your heart into your belly. So you're opening up to yourself first. Because as soon as we open up, and you can, you know, you can also use your hands to open up the energy around your heart. For some of you that might be totally normal, for some of you that might be totally weird, and that's okay. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. And take another nice deep breath. And even without the hands, you can sometimes simply imagine that you're opening up your heart to yourself, you're letting the stream of love go down to your belly, and you let it come up. Lovely. Yes, Amber feels calmer. Hi, Amber. Yeah, let me know how you feel. This is interaction. I love to hear from you. And if this is valuable to you, click the like or love button so I know this is actually landing. This is how you communicate with me, is through clicking the buttons and leaving comments. Because otherwise I can't hear you, even though I feel the energy. Okay, give me a few words. How do you feel? And it doesn't have to be necessarily something, on the positive side. It's about being aware of what's the shift that's happening. Okay? All right. We're going to leave it like this. I feel calmer. I feel more centered. I feel more relaxed. I feel connected. What are some of your words? I know there's always a little bit of a delay. Okay. So to recap real quick, in order to let more love in, you've got to be in flow. You have got to be open to receive and give. Therefore, if you don't have that flow, you get to do the deeper work to heal the wounds and the stuff from the past that is holding you back. Be aware of the fear, and there are actually only really a few base fears, or foundational fears, or whatever you want to call them. Fear of getting hurt, fear of getting rejected, fear of getting judged, and therefore ultimately the fear of being alone, right? So when you are aware of that and you keep working on that, you can make a conscious choice to see, okay, I am afraid and I choose to stay open anyway. Oof, it's scary. scary. So, and yet so beautiful, so beautiful. So that's the thing. And then this little exercise that you can use anytime, anywhere. And please share this exercise with your children if you have some. Like, everybody's messed up in some way. Anything that you can do right now that can help you to feel better will help your children, and your children can have little exercises and awareness so that they have less to deal with later. Does that make sense? Okay, so let me see before I jump off. I feel in touch with loving myself. Beautiful, Melissa, beautiful. So Amber saying, yes, having third chakra issues coming up. So this is really helping. I will continue this practice for a few more days. Thank you for sharing. You're very welcome. And Michelle is saying, I feel slightly agitated that I can't focus. Yeah, that's a judgment that comes in, Michelle. And of course, you want to do it perfect, right? So put that away. Just do it. Be aware of it and use that as an opportunity to be aware of the judgment. Let it be there, and you choose love again. Yeah, it's totally normal, Michelle. Yeah, great opportunity. Thank you for sharing. Okay, guys, let me know if anything is. I felt fear with my body pain, then I gave myself compassion. Yes, beautiful. So if you are still here live, or if you're watching the replay, tune in. How are you feeling? And what is the most valuable thing you're getting out of this today? What did you hear me say that was valuable to you, that might make a difference for you, that you are going to implement? What's a takeaway from this show? And leave a comment below right here, right now. Okay? Thank you very much. I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you next Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time and 12 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, much love. Bye.